Welcome back to Birmingham on this glorious day for the 2007 final of the English Schools Athletics Championships. Tim.
And here is the result of that in girls 1500 metres. Northumberland's Laura Waitman then winning in 4:29.44 by over a second eventually from Kate Avery, who did everything she could, but the Durham athletes settling for second. The North having a good day in the middle distances. Cheshire's Rebecca Craigie taking the bronze.
Next up, the intermediate boys 100 metres. If you're joining us late, just to remind you, there are three age groups: the juniors 13 to 15, the intermediates 15 to 17, the seniors 17 to 19. These are in the middle section. Bijan Archer of London in lane 1. Christian Wade of Buckinghamshire goes in lane 2. Berkshire's Joshua Patrick in lane 3. Then Jermaine Alexander of Surrey in 4. Lane 5, William Ife of Middlesex. In 6, it's Andrew Robertson from Manchester. In 7, Deji Tobes of Bedfordshire. And lane 8, Anto Walters representing the West Midlands. 49, Bijan Archer, the fastest or a fastest loser. And again, this is reckoned to be a pretty close contest here. Andrew Robertson probably the favourite. He's ranked 3rd on times this year. The Sale athlete in the blue and orange in lane 6. Just waving to some fans in the crowd there, Robertson, who is probably number 1 in the United Kingdom at the moment. He's the 3A's indoor champion. He's runner-up in his semi-final, but I'm sure he was holding something back for that. So I think the clever money, so to speak, will be on him in lane 6. It's Archer, London, Wade, Buckinghamshire, Patrick, Berkshire, Alexander, Surrey, Ife, Middlesex, Robertson, Manchester, Tobes of Bedfordshire, and Walters of West Midlands. The intermediate boys, 100 metres, and the crowd really needs to be a little quieter now. And someone shouted just as they were ready to go, and that set off William Ife, semi-final winner, the Middlesex athlete. Big, powerful looking boy, obviously spends a fair bit of time in the gym. Just 16.
Well, I think Ife might cause a bit of an upset here. Fantastic in his semi-final. With that 10.75 personal best, the Middlesex lad does have full start to his name there now, and will have to sit back a little bit on the blocks. We'll have to be very, very careful here, William Ife. But he and Robertson in the lane outside him. Ife is in 5, remember, Robertson in 6. They are the class acts here. Both of them have gone a long way under 10.8, and that makes them standouts.
In fact, I've made Ife older than he is. He's only 15, in fact. Robertson alongside him is 16 in the centre of the picture. Set. And this time they are away, stumble out of the box there, Ife, and that's cost him. Robertson is ahead, also Patrick going well on the inside, but it's going to be Robertson who takes it. Ife recovered to take second, probably Patrick third. 10.73 the winning time, and Ife might well have been closer there to Robertson, who has set a personal best, by the way, if he had not stumbled slightly as he came out of the blocks. Unlucky for him.
Boy, oh boy, hasn't that lad Andrew Robertson got quick legs? Another Craig Pickering in the making there. And what a contrast between these two in their stature. Little Andrew Robertson, 3rd from the left in the orange vest of Merseyside. Very, very quick legs, slightly built, but look at those arms pumping away. And William Ife beside him from Middlesex, just 15 years old, towering over him, but couldn't get there. Good running from Joshua Patrick on the far side. Hardly saw him because he was shaded by Ife, but he might have snatched second. We'll have to wait and see. But that's such impressive running from the 16-year-old Robertson,
who now confirms his status as UK number 1 with that 10.72 clocking. Close for second, Tim.
Very tight indeed. We can't get it from that angle. I think it's going to be another one down to the judges, but no doubting the winner, Andrew Robertson. Big new personal best, 10.71. He broaches new ground. 10.72 in fact. It's rounded up by 1/100th, but he responded to the pressure so well, and what a start he got. It was catch up all the way really for Ife after the gun.
And I can tell you that Patrick and Ife were given exactly the same time, 10.80, with Patrick getting the nod from the photo finish judges for second place. Some races that we can catch up on now.
We can indeed catch up, yes, and boy, it takes some catching up with the lads running this fast into with a 1.2 following when Chris Tandy there of Hampshire, 22.07, takes the senior boys 200 metres final gold. Femi Owolade of London, 22.20, exactly the same time as his teammate Matthew Wekpe, 22.20 for the bronze. And the Winter Boys 1500 metres final. Remember, Ross Murray of Northumberland 3:55.7, winning by 2.5 seconds from James Robinson of Norfolk 3:58, and Jeremy Gilmore of Greater Manchester on 4 minutes. Anything under 4 minutes, remember, very classy running in that category.
Next on the senior girls 100 metres. The lineup: Annabelle Lewis of Humberside, Laura Davis, Lancashire. In lane 3, it's Tarima Dorset from Middlesex. Megan Beasley represents Warwickshire in lane 4. Cordelia Williams, Middlesex, lane 5. In 6, from Cheshire, it's Hayley Jones, top athlete in these championships. Shelley Went of Warwickshire is in 7. Tara Kafka of Oxfordshire in lane 8. That's Lewis. Davis in 3, Dorset, then Beasley, Williams, Jones, Went and Kafka. This could be some race, Tim.
Well, it could indeed, yes. Megan Beasley in lane 4, very, very versatile athlete, won the 300 metre hurdles last year. She goes in 4, Beasley. This won the heptathlon as well. And also in lane 6, Hayley Jones for Cheshire won the senior girls 400 metres last year. So an unusual change in distance. Comes right down to 100 here, Alan, in 6.
Long-haired athlete who will be going to the European Junior Championships to represent Britain next week.
Not run forward,
and the athletes have to go back to their positions again. Cordelia Williams of Middlesex might have been the one who set them off, I think.
So that's a couple of athletes in this one, Alan, who, well, that's I think Claudine Williams that from Middlesex comes up early, 4th from left. But a couple of athletes here who are very, very versatile. It's fascinating. They've got more talent. They know what to do with Megan Beasley in 4 and Hayley Jones in 6.
Yes, Jones is also Britain's top junior over 200 metres, and that's the event she'll be running in those European Championships. She fairly leapt out of the blocks there when Williams set them off. So watch for her. Quick starting. Jones in lane 6.
Set.
And she did start quickly, very quickly indeed. Dorset going well, 3rd from the right, and so too Beasley in the yellow vest. But it's Hayley Jones who's imposing herself on the field, and a great piece of sprinting by her. She wins it from Beasley. 11.56. Hayley Jones is the champion. The 18-year-old from Nantwich in Cheshire, in a time that, if confirmed, will be a new championship record, breaking the mark of 11.59 set back in 1995 by Rebecca Drummond of Staffordshire.
3rd from the left, Hayley Jones gets a fabulous start. Very, very high knees, pumping hard with the arms. She's all activity, isn't she? She really stamps on the ground, drives off the ground well, and she's operating at a different level here to the rest of them. That's a massive winning margin of 100 metres. 3 metres to the good there, and the championship record yet to be confirmed, Alan, until we get that official wind read speeding. But gosh, that was special. 11.59. It equals the championship record.
Well, last year she broke a record that had stood for almost 40 years, would you believe, when she won the 400 metres. And as Tim has said, this is an athlete with awesome potential across a whole series of distances. However, disappointingly for her, the wind speed limit was over the legal mark. That's a blow, isn't it?
Yeah, plus 2.2 the win there. That's a shame for Hayley Jones. Denied by a tiny margin a share of the championship record, but it shows the conditions here very, very good indeed for the straight sprints in Birmingham. Maybe not so good for the events that involve a full lap or more.
The senior boys 100 metres. Next on track, Gareth Price of Hampshire in 1, Joel Fearon, Warwickshire 2, Yusuf Aliyu, Cleveland, lane 3. In 4, Derbyshire, Rory Evans. 5, Richard Kilty of Cleveland. Lane 6, Christopher Craig, Lincolnshire. In 7, it's Harvey Byrne of Sussex, and Ryan Farrington of the West Midlands completes the lineup.
Well, Christopher Craig in lane 6, but it's Rich Kilty who is perhaps the class act here, Alan. Won that Interboys title last year. Has a personal best of 10.61 this year. And for youngsters, for schoolboys, it is very good running indeed. 10.61. The danger man for him might be Yusuf Aliyu in lane 3. He was 14, the Cleveland lad who's run 10.88 and was runner-up in the Interboys last year, incidentally, to Rich Kilty in lane 5. So a bit of a rematch here. Kilty in 5, winning the Interboys last year. Aliyu in 3, finishing in 2nd.
Championship record is 27 years old. Mike Powell set it in 1980, 10.4 seconds. Senior boys, 100 metres. Good first time start, and particularly by Kilty, right in the middle there in the white vest. He's looking good here, pressure coming from either side, but Kilty looks the class competitor here, and he wins it by a big margin in the end in 10.73. Christopher Craig from Lincolnshire got 2nd place. Great sprinting by Kilty. The lad from Stockton was in charge there from gun to tape.
Well, there was a real sense of deja vu there, wasn't there? Christopher Craig in lane 6, winning, I think, from the same lane as Andrew Robertson won the Interboys title a few minutes ago, and in very similar style and by a similar margin. Again, very, very quick legs. He's in lane 5, is Kilty. Look at him come through here. Tight for 2nd place. I think 2nd there was Craig in lane 6, and the 3rd place might have been Gareth Price over in lane 1 on the far side. But Kilty there, living up to the pre-race form.
But it was a surprise when he won the Intermediate Boys title last year. I think no surprise this time, and it'll be no surprise if he goes on to make a real impact in the sport. He looks as though he's got terrific potential. Richard Kilty from Cleveland, despite the unlucky number 13. Coming up next here at the Alexander Stadium in the English Schools Athletics Championships, it's the Intermediate Boys 800 metres.